This is Saxdor's brand new 340 GTWA. Now this is an interesting boat because they still have the 320, that's this one over here, and it complements it, and it's actually, although it's a similar size, it's a very different boat. And I will explain the differences, but it's useful to have the one alongside, and I can show you precisely what's changed. Now I have to say, first of all, we are at a boat show that's not opening until tomorrow. They are cleaning these boats and prepping them, and they very kindly allowed me to film when there's nobody about, which is much easier. So excuse this stuff in the middle. As I say, they're working here tonight, probably until about 9 o'clock tonight. These will be perfect by tomorrow, but in the meantime the boat is absolutely immaculate, so we're going to get a proper view of that. Now in terms of what's changed, the walk around is what the WA refers to, and you'll see when we go on board the fact you can walk right the way around this one. If you look at this one over here, they've extended the wheelhouse right out pretty much to the edge, so although there is a very narrow vestigial side deck, on this one it's a much easier boat to move around. Of course, like all these things, there's always a degree of compromise. By taking that out to the edge you get a little bit more space, but you know, hence the alternative, hence the two options. But the other thing that's changed, well, a couple of things that's changed, as you can see here, this has got the sunbed on the front. And if you look at this one, and we'll look at this in more detail when we go on board, it's got the seating around here. So it is quite a different model. You sort of think, well, they're both a similar size, both from the same manufacturer, but no, that's why they're both staying in production, because it is quite different. And again, you'll see it back here as well. This has got the seating at the back. This one doesn't. This has got the sunbed at the back. Let's go all the way to the stern first of all, and I'll talk you through the entire boat. It is an interesting one, this, actually, to be fair. Now this one has got, you'd be delighted to know, the twin Mercury Moo outboard engines, otherwise known as 300 horsepower V8s. Now they do this with the 250s or the 300s. They're both V8s, so they weigh the same, so you might as well go for the 300s really, albeit the 250s will give you all the performance you'll ever need. This one with the 300s is topping out past 50 knots. It's an absolute flying machine. So cruising therefore, well, 30 knots easily, and range on this sort of boats, you're looking at 200 plus miles, that sort of area. Very typical for this style of boat. There's a lot of practical thinking on here. So for example, you've got the cleats here, but you've also got pop-up cleats here. So at the back of the boat you've got 4 cleats around there before we even get anywhere through here. As always the way with these Saxdors, there's a lot of options so that you can customize it to your own personal taste. So things like these drop balconies are standard, but the flooring is an option, and another option is to have the sun pad on the back, because as standard this comes with just a massive big open deck here, so brilliant for water sports and that kind of thing. But if you want to have the sunbed, you can do, and that also gives you a bit of extra accommodation, which again I'll show you in just a minute. Another option here, for example, this glass transom across here, as standard it's open backed, so again for water sports that's great, but if you've got kids or dogs, that's a useful option to have. This one's got the carbon fibre ski pole on here as well, and then over here we've got the little sink, and you can have a grill there as well if you want to. Manual bilge pump over here, of course there's electric as well. And something to show you on the outside here actually, which is quite good, is there is a little catch down here. Let me just find it and press it, and you can lift this right up. Now this is not the normal way into this cabin. Also worth mentioning, there's a lock on here, so you can lock this, but it means if you want to use this just for chucking things into your inflatable paddle boards and that kind of thing, or bits of canopy, whatever else, you've got direct access into there. It's not the normal route in and out of the cabin itself, but just for putting gear in, absolutely ideal. But I'll show you the normal entrance to that when we go inside. There we go. Let's press on round a bit further, again with the drop balcony on the side, and again you can see how walk around this is. This is the big difference with this particular model. I'll show you as well while we're here, actually, just up on the top, because up here we've got the little mast there with things like the GPS antenna, the communications antenna, nav lights, and even a little ensign pole there for your ensign. Here we go. And they put the glass panels in here as well, as you can see, just let a little bit more light through. So if we head on in then, this is the conventional route into that cabin. There we go. It's easier when you're not holding a GoPro, but that just hinges up there, and then there's a little fastener here. There we go, I got it. It goes on there, hold that in position, and then there's a sliding section here, so you can undo that. That one goes across there, and that takes us down and in. Now you've got these two sections here which you can lift out, so if you want to have that like a bit of a step as you go in, then you can do. But this is really nice. It's well lit, as you can see. There is, if you have heating, then you have a heater outlet, and that's that little chap down there. Bits of storage about the place. It's a nice, useful little space, that. And you've got blinds that, of course, go across the windows. I think there's an option for this as well. You can have a lifting top, a bit like you have on a motorhome, or a camper van, I should say, probably more accurately, that lifts up with the canvas sides that go around it. So if you want more headroom there, you can have it. But yeah, it's all ventilated, it's all nice. That's a useful space, isn't it? But as I say, it is an option. If you want to have that just as an open back, then you can do. Let's drop that one back down. Release that little catch. There we go. It'll be easier going this way, I feel confident. There we are. That's got it. And then this one here, you release it on this side, and that slides across like so. Another nice feature about this boat is these massive sliding side doors. Now you might have noticed that they appear to be sliding differently on either side. See, this one is slid forward, that slid back. In fact, you can do that on either of these. So if you're dining here and you want to have these slid forward, you can do the same on that side and have this completely open. If you're at the helm and you want them both back, you can do. Or of course, you can simply close the entire area off like that. So that's very helpful. More useful things. There's a fridge down underneath here. There's a height adjustable table, so you can bring that table down if you want to and then fill this area. And in fact, this backrest here moves like that to give you seating around here. And in fact, on this one, this chair, this whole seat moves backwards and forwards. The table, you can see, is hinged, so that can be made a lot larger. But also this little armrest piece here will drop flat, same as that one over there, and likewise that one will lift up to become an armrest. So if you want to extend the seating area, then you can do it very, very easily. Other things you can do. We've seen how these massive doors open the side out here, but if you want to have this really open, then there's a button up here. If we push aft glass down, look at that. That completely opens the whole back section. So with that open and the sides open, but there's more, because there's another button here, which is roof open. If I push that one, and now this is open right through. Massive opening section here, massive sliding door, back open. That's a really, really open space. There we go. It's all very transformer, isn't it? Let's press on around a little bit further. So this one's got the twin navigation screens on. Again, there's options with regard to all of this kind of stuff. Bow thruster on this one as well, that's very helpful. Engine controls, obviously you can see for yourself there. What else have we got? All the switch gear here for navigation lights, deck lights, logo lights, panel lights, anchor up and down, the roof up and open and close buttons that we just used a second ago. That's all there as well. Nice sturdy rail there as well to hold on to. And we've got the tilt wheel there as well. And interestingly, the forward sloping windscreen on this one compared to the upright one on there. But tremendous visibility when you're at the helm here. Look at this. Really thin mullions and a total 360-degree view. That's impressive, isn't that? We've got a little step there to put your feet on. You're at the helm. That's a scan strut charger. Put your phone on there and it'll inductively charge it for you. And some quite nice finishes on here as well. All a bit soft touch, isn't it? Very nice. VHF radios down there, and that little chap there is a cutout. So if you were at the helm and you somehow fell over, I'm not quite sure how you would, but that would cut the engines. It's not really needed so much on this sort of boat, obviously, but it's there if you have it. This is the walk around on this side, so this one goes up and forward, but you can move all the way around this boat. Another nice thing as well is with this seat here like this, you can actually sit half out of the boat. So if you're docking, you've got your engine controls here, your bow thruster is there, everything's reachable, and you're right next to the cleat here. Now bear in mind that these are very much family boats. You know, you're certainly not going to have crew on a boat like that. That is a useful situation, that works well. There we go, a lot of lighting in here, you can see it all down here, across the ceiling, usual kind of stuff. That's all very good. Yeah, nice helm. Let's press on a little bit further and I'll take you down and show you the main part of the cabin. So that is down here. And this is quite a useful space. So it's not quite standing headroom where I am here. It's sort of slightly stooping, but nonetheless, perfectly good. Little seat down here, tuck yourself away. And then we've got a big double bed across here. There we go. There's a hatch here, so you've got a route out if required. We've got the sunbed on at the minute, but that would simply push out of the way when you open it. So that's not going to stop anything. And again, some really nice funky lighting hidden away all the way around here. That's fantastic. What else have we got in here? We've got the heads. There we go. That's in here. And we've got the doors that unfold. So basically, the loo itself, as you probably worked out for yourself, is underneath there. We've got the sink there as well. There's a mirror wave in this one. These look like cupboards, and indeed are. There we are. And that is looking like access to the back of the helm, which is helpful. But yeah, this one here, we can unclip that, and there's another one actually somewhere. Yeah, it goes into there. And that whole thing then will come around like that. And how am I doing this? I'm doing something wrong, aren't I? Hang on. There we go. That's magnetic, that's why. There we are. That closes across there. Thusly. So that's then fully enclosed. Excellent. And then in behind here, we've got a bit more storage, and we've got some shelving here as well, so that's useful. So they've certainly made full use of that space, haven't they? Excellent. Let's open that one back up. There we are. Clip that one back over there, so it stays where we put it. And this is the one that comes around here as well. So if you're out at sea, you can make sure that's all properly secure. Good. Little reading lights about the place. There's a lever switch somewhere. Here we go. Oh, look at that, little red ones. Huh. Nifty. And that one is a little USB socket, so you can put your phone on there at night. Keep it safe and close to you in case of emergencies. Fantastic. Big glass screens above us here for plenty of light, and we've got a window over here on this side as well. That's right, isn't it? I mean, it's very much a weekender style of boat, but plenty of space for a couple, and you've got that cabin further back if you have the sun pad option. This one is distribution panel, so that's all your circuit breakers for everything. And we've got the stereo down here as well, and we've also got the heating control on this one, so it's got the heating as well. And that is more storage. Yeah. Good. I think that's about that. Let's go and have a wander around the front. It's nice though, the way that it opens up. And again, obviously you can see there's a sliding door there. That slides so you can completely close. This whole area can be completely enclosed and heated, or opened up as we've got it right now. There we go. Let's press on back and round and forward. You can see they put rails everywhere on this one as well, which is nice. In fact, they've also moulded in a rail up here, so you can hold on to this as you go around. That's nice. That's that big sliding roof section. And this one, another option obviously, but this one's got the spotlight on the front. That looks properly powerful, doesn't it? And then this is the other big difference. So you've got this seating area around here, really nice. Height adjustable table on this one. That of course folds out like so. And you can drop that down and make that into a sunbathing space if you want to. So that works really well. And then right up at the very bow, we've got the anchor winch down in there. And the anchor cantilevers out. So when it's up, it's flush against the front of the boat. And the interesting thing about that is not just the fact it looks really cool, but also it saves you money because the mariners will charge you for every bit of boat that sticks out. So with that, it makes sure that that doesn't stick out or get charged for. Rail again down here, and you can take this cushion out. So if you want to move around the boat easily, that comes out like that. And you've got a non-slip section to stand on there. And just to prove it's a complete walk-around boat, let's walk right around it, shall we? So we can hold on to this, and we can head back down this side. And that will bring us back to the helm. And that, my friends, is about the size of that. Massive, massive thanks to Ideal Boats for organising that tour and letting me loose on this before the show's even open. That's brilliant. So we had the boat completely to ourselves. Huge thanks to you guys, of course, for watching. Let me know what you think of that one, and we'll catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.